Okay, this is part 3 of the video series that I'm doing looking at all the cards in Brothers War. My name's Cushy, and feel free to subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Regardless, let's just jump into it. So the first black card we're going to look at is Ashnod Flesh Mechanist. Legendary creature, 1 mana, Death Touch, that's good. Whenever this card attacks, you can sacrifice another creature. If you do, create a tapped Powerstone token. Okay. 5, exile a creature from your graveyard, create a tapped 3/3 colorless zombie artifact creature token. I like her. No, she doesn't immediately seem good, simply because it's not like she's overwhelmingly powerful. But if you use her effect to sacrifice another creature, and let's say you sacrifice like a monster with like decay or like a token, something that's not important at all, you can like take advantage of her effect a lot. I like her. I think she has potential. Ashnod's Intervention. Instant, 1 dark mana. Until the end of the turn, target creature gets +2 attack and gains when this creature dies or is put into exile from the battlefield, return it to the owner's hand. Nah, pass on that. There's cards like that. I mean, I don't like it. Battlefield Butcher. Creature for 3 mana. For 5 mana, you can tap him. Each opponent loses 2 life. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each creature in your graveyard. No, nah, his stats, it's not worth it. It's not good. I'm not impressed. Come on, man, something good. Carrion Locust. Creature, 3 mana, flying. When this card enters the battlefield, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. If it was a creature, that player loses 1 life. So 3 mana for a 2/1 that's flying. Nah, garbage. Corrupt. Corrupt deals damage to any target equal to the number of swamps you control. So I feel like every single card type has a card like this. You gain life equal to the damage dealt. Yeah, the target can be your opponent. It doesn't need to be a monster. Okay, Corrupt seems like a game-ending card, because let's say you have like 8 swamps, 9 swamps. If you're already burning your opponent with Shell Drawn, which is like a really good dark card, this card can be game-ending. Okay, Corrupt, I like Corrupt. I really do like Corrupt. Diabolic Intent. 2 mana, sorcery. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature. Okay, search your library for a card, put that card in your hand. Wait a minute. Magic the Gathering really, like honestly, does not have cards that search your library for stuff. Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, you can search your deck for anything. This card is weird because it's good. It's low mana cost. Yeah, you got to tribute a monster. Who cares, bro? You add any card from your library into your hand. That is overpowered. It's a little scary. These 2 cards are good. Disciples of Gix. Creature. For 6 mana, when this card enters the battlefield, search your library for up to 3 artifacts and put them into your graveyard, then shuffle. So you're sending 3 artifacts from your deck to the graveyard. Send effects are pretty good. I'm wondering which ones you're going to send, because I know there's some of them that like come back from the graveyard. Generally interesting card, but at 6 mana, is a send effect really worth it at that stage of the game? I don't think so. Next one is Disfigure. Target creature gets -2 attack, -2 defense. You can use this on like small bodies early game. It just pretty much okay, I like that card. Disfigure is a good card. Dreams of Steel and Iron. 1 mana. Target opponent reveals their hand. Oh no. You can choose an artifact or creature from it, then choose an artifact or creature from their graveyard. Exile. Oh, you're not discarding it. You're getting rid of it permanently. But they need an artifact or creature from their graveyard. I think if they don't have one in their graveyard, this card's useless. I'm very interested in this card, how this card works. I think that's exactly how it works, but I could be wrong. Emergency Weld. 2 mana, sorcery. Return target artifact or creature from your graveyard to your hand and create a... Oh, wow. So not only do you get a card from your graveyard, but you also get a token. I like that. I like that card. Now, it's not extremely good, but it's good. It's good enough. Fateful Handoff. 4 mana. Draw cards equal to the mana value of the target artifact or creature you control. An opponent gains control. What? Why would you ever do that? Unless your artifact is like the most terrible thing in the world. Like, why would you give your opponent a free resource? That card's terrible. Yawgmoth Praetor. Legendary creature, 3 mana. I like where this is going. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller may pay 1 life. If they do, they draw a card. Okay, so if you deal damage, you draw a card, essentially. Discard, 7 mana. Discard X cards. Exile the top X cards of their target opponent's library. Okay. You may play lands and cast spells from among them without paying their mana cost. Okay, that's all I wanted to see. Do you pay the mana cost? Do you not? I like that a lot. And his stats are good. 3 mana for a 3/3. And then if he deals damage, you draw a card. No, that card's good. It's a genuinely good card. I like it. What else we got? Gixi's Caress. 3 mana. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. For 3 mana, what else to do? Create a tapped Powerstone. Nah, like there's cards that do that, and for 3 mana, there's a card that's literally get rid of 2 cards in your opponent's hand. I mean, yeah, you get a Powerstone token, but bro, for 3 mana, maybe for 2 mana it'd be good. Not for 3. Get out of here. Gix's Command. 5 mana. Choose 2. Put 2 1/1 counters on up to 1 creature against lifelink. Cool. Destroy each creature with power. Wow, it's a board wipe. Okay, that's good. Return up to 2 creatures from your graveyard to your hand. That's good too. Each opponent sacrifices a creature with the highest power among creatures. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I like this. For 5 mana, I think that's fair because you get to choose 2. I like that one a lot. Gixian Infiltrator. For 2 mana, whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a 1/1 counter on discard. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. Yeah, he'll be a 3/2, but nah, there's better cards. Not that good. Gixian Puppeteer. For 4 mana, creature, Phyrexian Warlock. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Huh? Okay. When this card dies, return another target creature with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. It has a reborn effect built into it. Yo, I like that card. First of all, 4 mana for a 4/3, it's okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. Gixian Puppeteer feels like a weaker Sheldron. Just because Sheldron is 4/5, this guy's 4/3, so he's weaker off the bat. I know when this guy leaves the field, you get a reborn something, which is actually a really amazing effect. But I mean, it's not doing it for me. It's a cool card, but it's not that good. Gixian Skullflayer. Also, I'm sorry for the dog barking in the background. That is not my dog. That's a neighbor's. 3 mana, a 2/3. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on Gixian. So it's going to be a 3/4 draw. Oh, but it continuously gets bigger. It keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, which eventually it's going to be like 5, 6. And then at that point, it's kind of like it's a big threat. You got to get rid of it. But I don't think it's the best card in the world. Gnawing Vermin. When this card enters the battlefield, target player mills 2 cards. And it's a 1, okay, it's a mill card. I like mill cards. Whenever this card dies, target creature you don't own gets, wow, and it can be a straight up removal. I think that's a top tier mill card. It's a 1-drop to mill 2. Like, that's good. And then it has an effect where it can remove something, excuse me. Go for the throw. Destroy target non-artifact creature. Whoa, just straight up destroy it? Bro, artifact creatures are kind of rare. That's good. You don't have to pay 2 life either. That's good. Gruesome Realization. 3 mana. Choose 1. You draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. Creatures your opponent control get -1 until the end of the turn. That I kind of like it because it's a draw 2 in a black deck. And I don't think black decks have much draw 2s. I mean, yeah, they do, but like at 3 mana, I don't really think so. Yeah, I kind of like it. I want to play test with it because I kind of like it. I'm hoping it's going to be low rarity. Gurgling Anointer, what the hell? 3 mana. Flying, okay. Whenever you draw your second card, put a oh wow, that's good. When this card dies, return another target creature with mana value less than or equal to power from your graveyard to the battle. Well, this card's amazing. Wait, this card's literally what? It's stat line 1/3 for a 3-drop, but it's flying, so it doesn't matter. Also, it keeps getting bigger, so it's going to be 2/4. At 2/4, it's already a threat. And then if it dies, you can bring back a 1 or a 2, and maybe even higher if you get this guy even bigger. I like him. I like him a lot. Hostile Negotiations. Instant, 4 mana. Exile the top 3 cards of your library in a face-down pile. Then exile the top 3 cards of your library in another face-down until 2 piles. Look at the cards in each pile. Then turn a pile of your choice face up. Okay, an opponent chooses one of those piles. Put that pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. It's a little tricky. I guess it'll be cool, but I don't know. You're gonna add 3 cards to your hand for 4 mana? Wait, that's kind of insane. I didn't think of it that way. Okay, that card's kind of good. What the heck? That's really good, actually. Killzone Acrobat. 3 mana. There's a lot of 3-drops. Whenever Killzone Acrobat attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, Killzone artifact gains flying. No, I'm gonna pass on that. Misery Shadow. Okay, 2 mana. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile instead. Oh, wow. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Misery Shadow gets 1/1 until the end of the turn for only 1 mana? Really? And it's a 2/2? Oh, that card is good. That is a really good side deck card. Because against certain decks that need their cards to go to the graveyard, this just completely wins you the game. This card is so good. So let's say you summon this guy on 2 mana, and then your next turn when you have 3 mana, this guy can get boosted up to 5/5. What? Wait, that card's cool. Moment of Defiance. 3 mana, instant. Target creature gets +2/+1 and gains lifelink until the end of the turn and draw a card. Yeah, nah. No. That should have been 2 mana. 3 mana for that? Yeah, you draw a card. Bro, who cares? It barely does anything. Get out of here. No One Left Behind, 5 mana. The spell costs 3 less to cast if it targets a creature with a mana value 3 or less. Return target creature from the graveyard onto the battlefield. So it's a reborn card. It'll cost you 2 mana for a reborn of mana value 3 or less. I like that. I really like that. I like reborn cards because I haven't really played around with them too much in Magic. This set has a lot of cards that like bring stuff back from your graveyard. I mean, that's like free mana. That's pretty good. I like it. Overwhelming Remorse. 5 mana. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your graveyard. Wow. Exile target. Whoa. Settle down now. That's a little insane, don't you think? You don't destroy it, you exile it. It's gone. Also, this card can be cast for 1 mana? Yeah, good card. Wow. Really good card. It's cool. Painful Quandary. 5 mana. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player loses 5 life unless they discard a card. Oh, it's an enhancement. Wait, that's kind of insane. You play this card, your opponent's either losing a lot of resources by discarding, or they're straight up just losing all their life. That is interesting. That is an interesting one. Powerstone Fracture. 2 mana. Sorcery. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature, destroy target creature or planeswalker. That's terrible. Is that a joke? That card's terrible. Like, it's really bad. Probably the worst card I've read so far. Ravenous Gigamole. 4 mana. When this card enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. For 4 mana, garbage. You may put a creature card from among the cards milled into your hand. Okay. If you don't, put a counter on this card. It's 2/3 for 4 mana. No, this card's bad. These 2 cards are bad. Thran Vigil. 2 mana. Enhancement. Whenever 1 or more artifact and or creature cards leave your graveyard, okay, during your turn, put a counter on a target creature you control. Thran has a lot of potential. It really does. If you have a deck that consistently moves cards out of your graveyard, whether reborning them or using their own effects, then this card's going to be really good. Like, really good. It's only good in those decks, so it's very situational, but it is a good card. Thraxodemon, 2 mana, it's a 2/2 drop. 3 mana, and you tap this guy, sacrifice another creature, artifact, draw a card. Not bad. Get out of here. Trench Stalker, 5 mana. As long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, this card has Death Touch and Lifelink. It's a big body drop, but it's only a 4/5. It could have been at like a 5/5 at least. No, it's not good. Ashnod's Harvester. 2 mana. Whenever this card attacks, exile target card from a graveyard. Okay. Unearth and you bring it back. I mean, it's a 3/1 for 2 mana. That's not like really restrictive. You can play it in any deck. It's not the worst. It's interesting. Play Revenant. 1 drop. 1/2. Okay. Enters the battlefield tapped. I don't mind that. Return clay from your graveyard to your hand for 3 mana. No, not for 3 mana. That's terrible. Maybe if it was return it to the field, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Not back to your hand, bro. Come on. Dredging Claw, 2 mana. Equipped creature gains 1 attack and has menace. Okay. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield from your graveyard, you may attach this card to it. Wow, really? This card is starting to look a little good. Yeah, I like, and a card that has a lot of recursion or reborning from the graveyard and coming back from the graveyard, this card's gonna excel in it. I like it. Goring Warplow, 6 mana. Whoa, it's a prototype. So what's its effect? Death Touch. So for 2 mana, you can summon it as a 1/1 Death Touch, garbage, or you can summon it for a 5/4 Death Touch, still kind of garbage. I guess it's not the worst. It's pretty much a vanilla with Death Touch, but you're getting like bad stats. I don't like it. Phyrexian Flesh Gorger, 7 mana. You can also summon it for 3 mana. It's Menace Lifelink. Ward, pay life equal to Phyrexian Flesh Gorger's power. Oh yeah, I would definitely summon this for 3 mana. Because you get a 3/3 with Menace Lifelink, which is good, and it has Ward. Yeah, that's a good card. That's a good one. That's a really good one. I'm excited for that. Razorlash Transmogrant. 2 mana. For 6 mana, return this card from the graveyard onto the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it. This ability costs 4 less to cast if an opponent controls 4 or more non-basic lands. I don't get that. So pretty much you can return this card back from your graveyard for 2 mana at like turn 4 when your opponent has 4 lands. That's a little insane. by turn 4, you can just summon it for 2 black mana, and it's going to be a 4/2. Yeah, you can't block with it, but you're hitting with a 4/2 that early in the game that can just keep coming back for 2 mana. That is a little too overpowered. I must be misunderstanding this, because that's a little too good. Scrapwork Rager, 4 mana. When this card enters the battlefield, you can draw a card and you lose 1 life. For 4 mana, a 2/2, yeah, you gotta draw 1, but come on, bro, you can be better than that. Yeah, it comes back from the graveyard, blah blah, garbage, get out of here. Transmogrant Altar, 3 mana. 1 mana and tap this card. Sacrifice a creature at 3 mana. Ooh, okay, we're starting to get good. So essentially, add 2 mana, because, I mean, you're paying 1 to activate that ability. Or, for 2 mana and you tap this, sacrifice a creature, create a 3/3 colorless zombie artifact creature token. Yeah, I think I just do the mana thing, right? You get 2+ mana for free. That's good, it's good. I like it. I can see this card getting heavily abused. Transmogrant Crown for 2 mana. Artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets 2 attack. Whenever the equipped creature dies, draw a card. So essentially, you can just equip this card to a monster for 1 mana, and if it dies, you draw a card, so you just keep drawing a card for 1 mana. And it has good synergy with the altar. That's it for the blacks. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be doing the reds very, very soon. And as always, I hope you have a great day or night, and maybe I'll catch you later. Thank you so much for putting up with the dog. I'm kind of ashamed to have it in the background, but I can't do anything about it. Maybe I'll see you later. Peace. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe. You can check out all the new content I'm going to be making, but besides that, hope you have a great day. See ya.
When it comes to 1-year-old Dante, Pierre, you are the father.